All right, man. So we back with another episode, man.
Yes, sir.
Streets made me TV.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In this episode, we got my homeboy, my co-worker, fellow engineer,
Yes, sir.
strip club DJ,
Shout out to the conglomerates.
radio DJ.
Shout out to Whammo
Even though he
1073.
don't play my music,
I mean, you know.
even though he don't play my music, it's all good.
you know, we get you.
It's
we
all
get you,
good.
We gonna get you together. We gonna get a clean version with an 8-bar intro, and I got you. And we, because it's already out on streaming services. All right.
Yeah, but what
course,
we're gonna
yeah.
do is, this interview, it's not about streets.
Mm-hmm.
It's about my homeboy, like I said, co-worker, DJ, my boy Johnny Storm. Everybody make some noise for him. Make some noise.
Yeah. Woo, woo, woo. You got it.
We ain't got the noise yet. We ain't got.
You got to hit him with the Arsenio.
Yeah, that's what we did. But what's up, Johnny Storm, man? What's going on, man? I'm happy to have you on the show. I'm happy that you reached out to your mans and said that you were willing to do it because this is something I'm doing. It's new. I'm trying to get used to it, and I'm happy that you're rocking with the movement. So,
Definitely.
for the people that might not know who you are, go ahead and tell them what you are. Tell them, who you are. Tell them,
Shit, you damn near said it, man. Like, so, like he said, DJ, work with the conglomerate DJs. We a faction out of Michigan. Sister faction would be the Coalition DJs, which is they branched out pretty far. They're here and based in Atlanta as well. So I'm pretty much part of both of those teams. I want to say not official Coalition, but definitely official conglomerate. Radio DJ. I'm out on Whammo 1073 every Friday from I think 8 to 9 or 7 to 8. I'm not really sure. It's syndicated. I do it here in Michigan, then I send it out to Pittsburgh. So if you're out in Pittsburgh and you see this, 1073 every Friday on Whammo 1073. Other than that, working here at Mix Factory as an audio engineer. I want to say I'm one of the top dogs, but Street might have something to say about that.
I know, man. Look, you cold. And since you brought that up, go ahead and let the people know who you all done work with since you've been working with here. Because I could say,
Yeah, shit. Man, just being here at the studio, I probably ran into a lot of, if you're from Detroit, you're going to know some of these names like Rio, the Young OG, Babyface Ray, PZ, obviously Rokane is one of the dogs. Goddamn Go Hard Tay, Will Grind, and Geach, MCDJR. I can't even think about names. Pay Mozzie, fucking Baby Shay, all of them. So I don't work with pretty much all of them, from even the ones that's around here like Janira. She appears on my EP that's coming out too. So
okay, let's talk about that EP because we definitely was talking about you engineering and DJing and all of that, but I don't think people know. Well, a lot of people do know because you told me you got 1 million streams on SoundCloud, right?
Yeah. So I had put out this mixtape. It pretty much included basically some mainstream shit that was out at the time, as well as a bunch of local shit. So you got Calico's 10 and 4, which appears on there, alongside a Chris Leonard record. You probably never heard of Chris Leonard, but he's like one of the dopest lyricists that I think is out here from the city of Detroit. Tierra Tenay, she's a great lyricist as well as an awesome songwriter. Just some of the unknown local acts that don't necessarily get the big shine like some of the bigger ones. So they're on there, which basically shot the listeners, the streams up. So right now the mixtape is on there. I forgot the name. I put it out like 2 years ago, I think, maybe 3. So I kind of sketchy on the name. If I looked at it, I'd be able to tell you. But it's at 1 million. It's at 1 million streams on SoundCloud. I think 1 million plus at this point. So.
Okay, so the 1 million streams, like when that happened, like how did it make you feel?
It made me feel like somebody was listening, because I also got my record on there that I had out at the time, featuring my partner, who goes by Don Infamous now, but back then it was General Progress. So it felt like people was listening. It was awesome to hit 1 million streams, 1 million views on any fucking social media platform. So I was excited. Then it also opened up me to SoundCloud Premiere. So now I get paid for some of those streams.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to DJing. So when did you start DJing? Because I'm gonna keep it real. I done watched a lot of your videos, and you be on the table.
Cutting and scratching, yeah.
You be cutting and scratching. Yeah. So go ahead and tell us when did you start DJing, man?
So damn, the DJ, I can't necessarily paraphrase it. So I'm gonna try to make it as short as possible. So my dad was a DJ. a lot of the older DJs that are from here that I hang around still, they know him. They was around him at the time. Of course, I know him as my dad. Well, he went by DJ Mastermind. Somewhere in the early to mid '90s was his time of activity. So during that time, like he used to be a kid, he'd be in his little DJ room. I used to always be in there. Me and my little sister, he'd be in there just throwing down on like wax, vinyl. Ain't no computer at this time, and I used to love it. So forever growing up, all the way up until I think my 8th grade year, I was begging for turntables. Yo, Dad, you gotta give me some turntables. So eventually, him and my mom took me to a Guitar Center, and I remember this day like no other. They took me there, and he actually played me, but he did the right thing. But it was a turntable there. It was a Vestex turntable. So at this time, Vestex and Technique are kind of like competing in the turntablist world. If you're familiar with it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I saw the Vestex. I was like, oh, this feels nice. Not really knowing what it's supposed to feel like, but I just knew it felt right. Instead, I ended up getting some Stanton straight 60s or straight 80s. And DJ Mo Beats actually has a similar story to that. I think he had the 70s or something. Like there was a Stanton. It was a pretty much shit turntable. Like Fisher Price. It's a cheap turntable. It was like $120 at the time. So anyways, I got that in 8th grade. Just started practicing, going to record time at the time to get actual 12-inch vinyl. And then, just practicing my craft in the basement. My mom would be mad as shit. Over time, I grew up and got older. And then, the introduction of the digital world came into the analog world, which was awesome. It kept all the real DJs, the purists like myself, alive. If you will, because we were able to use this laptop, not having to carry so many records, and still be able to use our turntables. So that was awesome. Fast forward through high school, DJing pep rallies. I didn't do the prom, unfortunately, but homecomings, little shit like that you do in high school. I would DJ, and I would do it off straight wax and probably like a CD player I had. Like I said, I got older, 21. I got into the club. My man introduced me to DJ Polo. He was pretty hot at the time. He was on our big station here, which is WJLB 98. And I got it pretty much under his wing. At that point, it opened up a bunch of doors. I met with pretty much all the 7 Deadly Techniques. Would be Big Dog Blaz. Who else is on there? With Don Q, Kim James, G-Raw, who's actually my manager now at the time. He managed Big Hurt. Well, he was with Rock Bottom and Big Hurt during their span. And yeah, just got around a lot of good people who were doing something, and that put me around a bunch of celebrities like Jeezy, Game, Rick Ross, and just a bunch of people. Twista. I done pretty much met them all. So yeah, that's kind of how the DJ thing went for me. Like I said, I pretty much started as a kid, got under Polo, shit took off, and here I am. Hey, I got into the conglomerate DJs. I made my name in the streets as a street DJ from the West Side, and they found me in the after hours, and it was like, yo, you need to come get with the conglomerate. At that time, it was all the big DJs that were from here. So
that's what's up, man. Okay. All right, well, let's talk about this record that you got playing right now. That voice that sounds familiar. I already know who it is. That's my boy Will Grinding. I know him, known him for a minute. We need him on the show.
But, we can get him.
Well, we're gonna need you to make that call. We're gonna need you to make that call. But let's let you talk about this record.
All right, so yeah, this record had a ride for me. Actually, as we playing it now, it's not exactly out. So you're getting a free tape. You're getting a little sample.
Don't bootleg it.
Don't bootleg it. You ain't gonna be able to be talking all over it. So, but no, it's Will Grinding. Actually, I sent it out to some tastemakers. I think you actually got it in your email.
I got it for sure.
Yeah. So it's Will Grinding. It was featuring Will Grinding. The song is called Over Here. It was just a good vibe. I had the beat. I got it off YouTube. I'll keep it real with you. I got that shit off YouTube like a motherfucker. Went to try to purchase the beat. And this was the kicker. I had did my verses. Will came and he laid the hook because I needed a hook. So he came and did that shit in like 5 minutes. Done. And that's what he came up with. But I didn't get the beat because the producer said he sold the beat. And I said, holy shit. And I'm trying to put this out. So I ended up hitting up Will like, yo, Will, I got an issue. He's like, what's the deal? Will is great problem solver when it comes to this shit. I'm like, yo, I don't have a beat. The producer sold the beat. Somebody else. Fuck. So So he was like, why don't you just call 1K Pounds? 1K Pounds is a producer that's actually in and out of this studio too. And I was like, yo, can you reproduce the beat but put like a twist on it for me? So it makes it his. And this is what he came up with. He did it the same exact day that I asked. I think it took him like in 2 hours. It was in my email. I had the track out, the stems and everything, and I jetted to the studio. I paid him to, so I jetted to the studio, and then ended up loading in Pro Tools and mixing and mastering the beat, and then it came out to be this. And I was like, yo, that vibe is even better, especially with Will, doing what he does on it, and me, getting busy. So yeah, it's coming soon though. It's supposed to be on the EP that'll be dropping. We don't got no date, probably a couple months.
Okay.
Well,
go ahead and drop your social medias, man. So for the people that want to follow you and check some of your other music out, go ahead and drop all your info for them.
Yeah, man, you can follow me on IG, Johnny Storm 911. On Twitter at DJJAY Storm. I think that's what it is. Don't quote me on that. You can still look up Johnny Storm 911 on Twitter as well. But I'm sure Street will find what it actually is and put it down in the space below, maybe.
Something like that. Look, we ain't doing no edits. We ain't doing no edits.
Oh, okay.
Look, we all free.
Well, look, hey, yo, the DJ JAY Storm on Twitter, or just type in Johnny Storm 911. That's pretty much what it is for all social media. SoundCloud is the real DJ Johnny Storm. So yeah, that's on my social media, YouTube and everything else the same.
All right, there go the episode. Word on the streets. We
yes,
out.
Sir.